Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Books with Natasa. Today we'll be filming my top 10 books read in 2021 and I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I think it's going to be really fun. First book that I want to talk about, you probably can guess because I can't stop talking about it in all of my social media accounts, and that book is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This is an age gap romance, boyfriend's dad trope, and I think it's become one of my all-time favorites. I'm a sucker for this trope so basically this book follows a girl named Jordan, if I remember correctly, and she and her current boyfriend Cole are having some troubles with their apartment and they need to move out, so they move in with his father, Pike Lawson. And it's also a forced proximity trope if you guys are interested, and there is no cheating in this book, and she and the father get together after she and the son break up, and the first scene in the book will totally hook you in the romance. Also it's a super slow burn and it gives you so much tension and angst, and you feel like when they get together it was meant to happen, and it's really incredible thing to read about. I ship them so much, and 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I want to talk about is been all over TikTok and Instagram this past summer, and that book is The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. This is the second book in the Off Campus series and my favorite in the series. This book, and you can read each book without having to read the previous one because each book follows a different couple. If you guys are interested, but I highly recommend reading all of them for the ultimate experience. The book follows John Logan, who is best friend with Carrie from the first book, and Grace Ivers, and I absolutely adore them. They're the best. Also, Logan doesn't have an easy life that we can see reading this book, and he's having a lot of trouble accepting the fact that he wants to be with Grace, and I really enjoy reading that. Also, their scenes together are amazing, how the banter and everything, and how they're friends, and it's really amazing how they click together. Next book I want to talk about is again one that I read this year after a friend recommended it to me, and that book is The Surviving Trace by Kalia Reed. This book is truly amazing. It's a part of a trilogy, and it also has a 10-book spin-off, so it's quite a journey, and I promise you it's worth it. If you guys love the TV show or the books Outlander, you're going to love this. It's a time-traveling romance, and it's truly amazing. This book follows Serene, who accidentally time travels back into the past. I think it's 1912 or something. I can't be sure. Yes, 1912. And she meets Etienne Lacroix. I can't pronounce his name because it's French. And they basically need to fight time in order to stay together. And it's really amazing. Also, be prepared for the second book to rip you apart because it's super stressful and angstful and everything in between. But yes, this book, 5 out of 5 stars, definitely give it a try. Next book I want to talk about is one that came out earlier this year, and that book is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This was my most anticipated release of the year because I'm a huge fan of the Caraval series, and I was hoping for Jax to get his own book for such a long time, and I'm so happy when Stephanie Garber decided to write this book, and it was everything that I wanted and more. I mean, I can believe that she even added vampires into this universe. I didn't think that was possible. Also, Jax is amazing. We also get to see a few scenes before the events of Caraval and a few scenes after, how his personality changed after all the events of the Caraval series, and how he's basically a lot nicer, I want to say, but it's really complicated. He's a complicated character, and I think you guys should definitely give it a try. You don't have to read the Caraval series to read this one, but you will definitely love it a lot more if you have read the Caraval series. is a book that has been all over the internet for a while now, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. And this book is just phenomenal. I can't believe that it took me so long to read it. I was hesitant because of all the hype surrounding it, but I ended up absolutely adoring it. Olive and Adam have a perfect relationship. I absolutely adore it. This book also has fake dating, which is amazing, one of my favorite tropes. So basically, this book follows Olive, who is a PhD student, and she goes into this fake relationship with the first person she meets, which is basically Adam, and he's a professor, but not her professor. And they start into this fake relationship, so her friend can date this guy that she only had one date and not interested in. So yeah, it's really nice to see. Also, it's really cool to see them being scientists and have all these things in common. And just talking about this book makes me want to read it for the third time this year. And I think I might do that as a closing thing for the year. Who knows? But definitely try this book out. It's really amazing, and you should definitely read it. Now this next book, I'm so happy that I was able to read this year, because I was really looking forward to reading it, but when it came out I just wasn't feeling it, and then my friend Chloe urged me to read it, and I can't even describe how incredible that was. And that book is Kingdom of the Cursed by Kerry Maniscalco, which is one of my all-time favorite authors, also the author for Stalking Jack the Ripper, which is right behind me. And basically this book is book 2 in the Kingdom of the Wicked series, and we follow Emilia when she basically went to the 7 circles of hell with Wrath after entering a marriage with Pride. So Wrath took her to his domain so they can wait until Pride is ready so they can get married, basically. I can't tell you anymore without spoiling it because it's the second book in the series, but I can tell you a little bit of my emotions during this book. This book has a lot of smart scenes. Also, it was upgraded from young adult to new adult, so keep that in mind. Also, it felt more like a romance book than a fantasy book, which worked for me perfectly because I'm not really in the mood for fantasy this year, or I don't think it's going to be the next one. But I don't mind because I'm having a lot of fun reading a romance. Anyway, Wrath and Emilia have an electric relationship, and I'm so here for it. That dream where Emilia had was out of this world, and that cliffhanger at the end. I mean, Kerry Maniscalco, why are you doing this to me? I need like book 3 like yesterday, please give it to me. And yeah, this book was amazing, definitely give it a try. This wouldn't be my video if I hadn't mentioned a Jennifer L. Armentrout book, and that book is Grace and Glory. And that book is the third and final book in the Harbinger trilogy, and I was so sad to have a conclusion to the Dark Elements world and say goodbye to these characters. Even though it was this summer when the book came out, I still feel the hole in my heart, and have reread the Dark Elements like at least twice, and I am still loving it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good, hilarious. I love how it wrapped up everything in both series. Also, we got to see this huge fight with the bus showed up. Also, Roth and Layla making their appearance. Also, when the girl talked with the Grim Reaper, it was so funny. Just remembering and laughing, it was hilarious. I absolutely adore it. So you guys definitely give this book a try. It follows demons and gargoyles, but I would highly recommend reading the Dark Elements trilogy before reading the Harbinger series because it is a spin-off. Next is a series that I started and finished this year, and that is the Bloodline series, and for that I'm going to talk about the 4th book, which is The Fiery Heart, and my favorite in the series. So basically this series follows Sydney Sage, who is an alchemist, which that we met in the Vampire Academy books, I think book 3 or book 2, book 3 I think, when Rose goes to ask for help, and she decides to help her, and then in this book Sydney is dealing with the aftermath of what she has done, because the alchemists are they hate the Moreau even though they work for them, but they see them as less than humans, so they don't treat them well. So basically Sydney goes to this new location and given a new mission, and Adrian Ivaskov is also there, and she needs to look after Lee, not Liv, I can't remember her name, Jill, who is a half sister to the queen, Lisa, and she needs to protect her because a lot of people are trying to kill her, so Lisa can be queen. So basically that's the synopsis, and we have a romance between Sydney and Adrian, which is everything, and I absolutely adore it. You guys definitely read it, they are the cutest, and I love how at first they're like enemies, then they become friends, partners, and then lovers. It's so amazing. Next I want to talk about Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. As most of you know, I don't click with many books with Colleen Hoover. I've only read Verity and Loved. Then I read I think one more, but I can't remember which one it was, and I didn't really like it. But this one I gave 4 stars, but the story really impacted with me and I really loved it. Miles was such a complicated character, and I really loved reading about his struggles, and I actually cried a lot in this book, which I didn't expect. And it was a really good book. Colleen Hoover did an incredible job writing it. You guys should definitely give it a try. I think when going into Colleen Hoover, it's either reading Ugly Love or It Ends With Us. From what I hear, I'm still working my way through her books, but I'm really slow because it's a hit or miss, like I said, with me. The book that I'm going to talk about today is Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and this is a Peter Pan retelling following Hook and Wendy, and it's super dark mafia romance, and I absolutely adore it. 5 out of 5 stars. It has a super graphic scene with a little bit torture, so keep in mind that. Definitely read the trigger warnings before going into this book because it has a lot of them. But for me, I didn't mind very much because I was so invested in the couple. And the story was really good. Also, I love how the father turned out to be like this evil guy and the daughter had no idea. It was really good thing to read about. And this book was just a roller coaster. I read it in one sitting, like in a matter of hours. I think 3 hours took me to finish the entirety of the book, and I absolutely adore it, and I can't wait for book 2. If you guys are interested, I just posted the cover reveal on my blog because I'm part of the tour for this author. That's how much I love this book, and I will put the link down below and all those info if you guys are interested. You can also sign up for early ARC copies, and yes. So that's it for my video. Like, subscribe, and stick around for more. Also, I really appreciate if you guys check it out. My links all will be down below, and I will see you for my next video very soon. Bye!